This story of a mermaid came out of a newspaper that was published in 1857, June 9th. A mermaid. The declaration of two fishermen on the Argyllshire coast appears in the Shipping Gazette. They say, "We, the undersigned, do declare that on Thursday last, 4th of June, 1857, when on our way to the fishing station, Lochinando, in a boat, and when about 4 miles southwest from the village of Port Charollete, being then about 6 p.m., we distinctly saw an object about 6 yards from us, in the shape of a woman, with full breasts, dark complexion, comely face, and fine hair, hanging in rillets over the neck and shoulders. It was above the surface of the water, to be about the middle, gazing at us and shaking its head. The weather being fine, we had a full view of it, and that for 3 or 4 minutes." Okay, now this was a true story that was actually published in a newspaper, and you can find it if you look up Port Charlotte, Mermaid. It's in the newspaper in the 1857, and when somebody says, because I'm pretty much, real familiar with law and legal things, and I've wrote up affidavits and got things notarized, and when you declare something on paper or even in person, when you declare something, you're stating a fact and you're stating that it's true to your knowledge, that you're not lying. And that's what these people were saying. They were saying the declaration of two fishermen on the, Argyllshire coast. So when they're saying the declaration, they're saying that to their knowledge that they see, or, whatever, blah, 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 that it is true to their acknowledge, and that they're not lying when they're stating the fact, "I declare." So from that word in of itself, shows that, these people are, telling the truth, and they really did see something. It is a very short story, but I find it very interesting. I also find it very interesting how they said, the mermaid, or, the woman that was outside of the water, was, dark skinned. So I'm assuming, she was, melanin skinned, but yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you because it is a true story, and it is pretty interesting because I never heard of a black mermaid. So yeah, you guys could look up Port Charlotte Mermaid if you want to find that story yourself. The Cloud and the Black Dog. In the Annales Bretiani, an ancient book that chronicles French history from the years 830 CE through 882 CE, a strange event is stated to have occurred at a French church in the year 857 CE. According to authors David Waldron and Christopher Reeve, in August of 857 CE, the bishop of the Tyre, named Tito Gardius, was performing a mass at a church when a very dreadful cloud, full of thunder and lightning, darkened the interior of the church, frightened the congregation, and drowned out the sound of the church's bells ringing in the tower. The church had become so dark inside that people sitting next to each other, could barely see their neighbors. And within this darkness, suddenly the floor opened up, and a dog of immense size leaped out and began to run to and fro about the church's altar. Now, this published story, I'm reading the documents, and they're saying that this is based on a true event, but it goes so far back, and it was actually translated through from Latin that some of it can be missing words or missing meaning. And what he does is that he re-uploads the very original 852 version of the Latin version, and he Google translates it, and he finds and he reads the what he gets. So I'm gonna go ahead and read that to you right now. And when I read it to you, it might not sound exactly on point or make exactly sense, because it is translated in Latin with Google Translate, and it is very far and very old language, but this is what it is reading. Augusta, which is, I guess I'm assuming August. Augusta is protected by Totiago, bishop, and his clergy and people celebrating the cloud, deadly on the ground, thunder, lightning, assembly, terrifying tower of bells, resonating, breaking such shadowness, church filled to barely one would be able to recognize the pupils, and the dog is enormous. Round about the run, suddenly the earth air. So the words that I'm seeing out of here, that stood out to me a lot is that, of course, the dog is enormous. So it is a very big dog. Also the cloud deadly on the ground. So I'm assuming that the cloud, those maybe, fog, arising on the ground when this dog appeared or before it appeared. And, there was thunder and lightning insane, and assembly, terrifying tower of bells, resonating, breaking such shadowness. So maybe I'm assuming that the lightning and thunder was so bad inside, maybe, that, or even outside, I'm not sure, but it was so strong that it made the tower bells resonate very loudly. But that kind of sounds a little bit different than the first one I read, but that is what Google translated the original Latin. But as you could see, the original story that I read in the beginning is slightly different than the one that I read that was Google translated from English to Latin. But as you can see, it is a true event, and something really did happen along those lines. I'm gonna go with the Latin version, and the Latin version, seems like it's pretty legit based on what it's saying. But overall in all, the event, is saying what it's saying in general, which is that there was a black dog that was big that came in with or before these clouds and thunder and lightning inside of a church and made it very dark inside. And there is other accounts and other documents of these strange paranormal and dark dogs. But this is like one of the oldest accounts of it first being, documented. But I did find that pretty interesting and pretty cool, and it is a new story that did just get posted up, documented, and found. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.